nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn, no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner.
I appreciate what you said, that you're going to stop and Nicole's going to stop. I have heard that before, so I'm not anticipating anyone stopping anything anytime soon. But it's okay because, you know, I will own my mistakes and I will fucking stand on it. But people are so entitled these days. They feel like they have this ownership over me because I post videos on the internet. And they feel like they're entitled to every intimate detail of my relationship, past, present, future, whatever. And they're not. So I can be transparent. Like, two things can be true at once, right? I can be transparent and talk about my struggles and talk about things that no one else has been brave enough to talk about on the internet before me. And I have helped build a whole community that does that, right? I can be transparent and share difficult things. I can also choose to keep some things private. It doesn't make me a liar. It doesn't make me a fraud. There are a lot of comments, a lot of videos, a lot of posts about me all around the internet right now saying that I have misrepresented my story, I've lied to you guys, manipulated you, and I built my brand on authenticity, but I'm a fucking liar. One specific started sharing my story of giving birth while incarcerated online. That was the first time that I had shared my story, period. Not just the first time I shared my story on the internet. That was the first time I really talked about it outside of like a therapy session when I first got out of prison. So in sharing my story of giving birth while incarcerated, I remembered certain things that I suppressed, because when you experience a trauma to that magnitude, giving birth in chains with guards on your shoulder, being chained to a bed for 2 days.
They talked to the prison guards more than they talked to me, and I was chained while I was giving birth to my baby. And that is dehumanizing to deal with. You know, I know I broke the law.
Well, about 5 hours later, shift change has to happen again, and this really crappy guard came in, and she chained my leg to the bed.
You know, I know I broke the law. I know I messed up, but I'm giving birth, and I'll never forget the imagery of holding my baby who's 2 minutes old and seeing the leg chains on my leg, and I just thought, how did you get here? How did you get here? This is
now,
not just
I have been in a medium security prison and a maximum security prison, and now this is just my prison.
Years, wow. Really, huh? Let me know. Let me find out the nails. You're messing with those.
My convictions are possession with intent, delivery of meth, and simultaneous possession of drugs and a firearm. And I was sentenced to 5 years in Arkansas, but I also served some other time because I was a drug addict, so I have criminal sales of controlled substance and assault as well.
I first got locked up for criminal sales of controlled substance. And, you know, I did a little bit of time and I kept getting violated. So what that means is I was not doing parole correctly and I was getting in trouble. Like having dirty urines. I was an addict, so I was using drugs and I would get a violation. And then another violation. And then finally, because of the way that my sentence was, I ended up maxing out parole, which means I served a violation and I was done. Now, I have not done years and years in SEG. I know someone that's done a couple of years in SEG. That was not me. I've done 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, 15 days in SEG. And in county, I was 23 and 1 all the time. Like, they just locked me in my cell all the time because I was getting contraband a lot. So
I wasn't like crying or like scared because my life was chaos. Why would I be scared that someone put a gun in my face? It's not the first time this has happened, you know? So the cops asked, like, why weren't you scared? I can't tell them I sell guns. I've had guns put in my face plenty of times before. I was pistol whipped 6 months ago. I don't give a fuck. He didn't shoot me or hit me with a gun. I'm okay.
Right.
But I was also high on heroin, so I had no emotion, right? They tried to question me later about my boyfriend at the time, and I went in for questioning. I'm like, listen, I just worked at the store. I'm gonna need a lawyer if we're gonna move forward. Like, you can go home. I'm gonna call you at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm gone. I ran. Once they started to kind of connect the dots and figure out that it was him, I'm gone. So I went on
when I was in Arkansas, the 2.5 years that I served there, I would have random visits in New York, depending on if I would approve or deny the visit. I was a very shitty kid when I was serving time in New York. You know, young, 18 years old. I would deny visitors. I would deny my mom coming in. I just wouldn't want to do
50% of my case. So some people get a third, some people do 50%. Since mine was a little bit more serious, I did 50% of my time. Okay, so the rest on parole.
So you went to prison 2 months later, you have your daughter, then what, 2.5 years later, they let you out?
I served a total of 2.5 years. I was scared because I didn't know the law here. Finally, they came back, they said 5 years. And I'm telling you, bro, I never signed a piece of paper so fast in my life.
How much time did you get already done?
I was there for 6 months when they gave me that.
So they're already considering the 6 months as a part of the
Let's do a good time in Arkansas. They don't automatically
And they don't give you day for day time in Arkansas either. So, I know. And you don't know this going in. No one tells you.
in my life.
But wait a minute, I want to back up here. So 17, you get your first felony. Did you end up going to jail? Were you in the court? How long did you spend in jail?
Yes, so I was sentenced to 1 1/3 to 3, but that wasn't the only issue that I had. I was constantly getting violated.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
I was constantly getting violated for using drugs, drinking, curfew violations. These are all technical violations with parole. And I would serve 6 months here, 90 days here, 30 days here. And because these are really short stints, I also justified that. And I thought, it's not that big of a deal. What's 6 months?
In which state were you getting incarcerated?
That was in New York.
So, I don't know what I said when I was arrested 11 plus years ago at 4 o'clock in the morning, high on meth and pills. I have no idea what I said. I still haven't even read my police report, actually, because Arkansas only gave me my book and sheet, and I never asked for the motion of discovery because the old me got the motion of discovery to see who snitched on me, and that I would handle that after I got out. The new me wanted to be fucking different, to not think about that shit, and to move on, to retire from that life, so I haven't even seen my own motion of discovery.
To know of all the people that were in my motion to discovery, it's just a sad reality, you know, and that's a hard
I had people in my motion to discovery also that I did not know. People that said I sold them drugs and I didn't. So that happened. And the whole time, everyone around me was like, Jess, everyone snitches in Arkansas. There are 3 kinds of people in Arkansas. Those that told, those that wish they told, and those that wish they had somebody to tell on. Which one are you? And I just didn't understand. I really didn't. Until I did. Until my motion of discovery came back and there were strangers in it. People snitched on me that I had never met before.
Lord Am. What is your favorite prison-made weapon that was your go-to? Wow, well, you know, prison weapons, my go-to. I once hit a person with a mop ring and fucking crushed their face. So whatever was handy. But what about you?
I laughed when you started talking about that because you're just so honest and you give no fucks, you know? Like, you're like, oh, this is my favorite one, to bash someone's skull. Like, you're just so honest.
That's just what you were. You know that. You know what prison is like. You know, what weapon? Whatever's fucking near me. There's no such thing as a fair fight.
Like, you just grab for stuff. These hands. I did not like to get caught up with weapons, so if I had to grab something really quick, it was something heavy. Lock and a sock works great. These are items that you can possess, you know? So, like, I didn't want to be caught with a shank or with a razor blade out of the freaking razor into something because that's more time. I'm trying to go home. So anything I could find or anything I could put together really quickly that I could, like, take apart really fast too is what I would go for.
Did you ever hit someone with a lock and a sock?
You know, Barry, I'm gonna have to plead the 5th and talk to you on.
Well, you know, the statute's up, Jess.
You know, things
Unless
happen.
it's happened really lately.
Nothing's happened lately. Shit got crazy, but I'm a little more PC than you on my channel. There's certain things that I haven't talked about yet. People are waiting for me to like run out of content, run out of stories. I have a backlog of things I haven't shared on the internet yet.
Well, maybe, you know, those are the things I'm sure some women want to know. I know men do. They'll ask me, I don't give a shit, because if statute of limitations is up, I'm okay. You know, if not, I shut my mouth. I'm sure you've seen your share of stabbings and stuff in the joint and stuff like that. Is drugs rampant,
Right.
Jess?
I was always a short timer. So a year here, 6 months here, 2.5 years here. You know, so my conversations with the guards was like
To all the people that are trying to twist around what I'm saying, trying to nitpick my fucking story as if I don't know it, go ahead, go do that. Go nitpick, go dig up all the paperwork, bring everything on Reddit, and spend your life trying to make me out to be a liar. Go ahead. I accept the challenge happily. That is why my channel is my name. I don't have a cutesy fucking prison name. My channel is my name. Back the fuck up.
Yeah, you heard that right, guys. A lock and a sock. I think inmates all over the country are so embarrassed. Anyway, yeah, you heard that. You heard that. What you got to see in that clip was, what's her name, in rare form. You got to see her squirm in her seat a little bit because she hadn't been asked that question before. So she didn't have an answer. She came up with something that's kind of Hollywood. I assume that it is actually probably used still in some instances, but you heard Larry talking about all these different ways. Inmates are very creative. She has said that herself. Why on earth would you come up with lock and a sock? Anyway, but you do get to see her not know what to say. And if you notice, because she didn't know what to say, she comes back with, oh, I plead the 5th. I plead the 5th. Because I don't know what to tell you right now. I can't give you a story because I haven't made one up yet. That's what we just watched in that clip. We also got to see hear the audio recording at the beginning where Jessica tells everybody, well, technically she didn't tell everybody. I told everybody because this was a private voice memo to Mindy a while back. She sent this to Mindy because Mindy was upset and all of that was going on. And she says that she built this community by sharing are being brave enough to share things that nobody else has ever shared. Nobody else has ever shared on the internet before. She was the only one brave enough to do it. According to Jessica, she was the only one that got up the courage and was brave enough to get on here and talk about prison and talk about recovery and talk about abuse. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit, because we know Coattail Rider herself knows who Christina Randall is. Did she not already have a whole ass channel, a community starting? There are other prison channels that were started way before her. There are other recovery channels that were started way before her. And there were other abuse situation, channels that talk about it way before her. So what community did she build? I'd like to know. I'd like to know what she started that wasn't already up, what she was brave enough to do that nobody else was. Please let us know. And we will get into that more. But I want to go ahead and jump in right here, first of all, and say welcome to everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, take a look around. If you like what you see, make sure you do those YouTube things. Like, subscribe, share this out, and comment down below. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to tell you all thank you so much. You guys have been my rock through all of this online. I have gotten so many amazing and beautiful comments, emails, messages, all of these things. What I've been able to get through, at least I have a pile of them that I still need to go through. But you all have been absolutely so amazing, so supportive, and have had my back. I cannot thank you all enough and tell you how grateful I am. It means the world to me to see you all out here supporting me in this, and I love you all for it. I do want to say that going forward, we will not be using her name on this channel. She won't be in thumbnails, none of that. I will not give her any ammunition as, saying that I'm riding her coattails, because if I'm riding her coattails, then how many coattails has she rode? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen off my fair share of videos on her channel of over 600 videos where a lot of them have other people or about other people, other people's deaths, things like that. Yeah. Anyway, she, made that little cute TikTok, the one where the Trap House song's playing and she's singing along and her kids are playing and she's showing them playing with little water guns and counting animals to the song, talking about drugs. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So I'll never give you, my dear, I know you're watching, the satisfaction to say that you helped pay for anything that I have, because I've owned all of this well before your name ever came out of my mouth. And from now on, when I make videos that talk about or discuss her, everything I make from that video will get donated. And it's going to either get donated to, depending on the topics we cover,